Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I am unboxing the September kit from the Stationery Selection. This is a Japanese-based company featuring Japan exclusive stationery items. Now you can find some of these items in other countries, but some of them do not export at all. So let's get in. All right, I've got the little paper here, the little cheat sheet. I have read everything and I have taken a peek at all of the items in the box and I'm very excited. Now, typically I start with the smalls first, but I'm gonna start with the big ones. The first one is this weekly planner. This thing is so fun. I love that it's white on the outside so I can freely decorate it if I want to, and it's soft. So I just love soft planners. I don't know why, but it is a vertical style planner that is undated, and it's got your hours going down the side and then little spots and boxes up here. There's just so much information that you could put into this. You could keep track of what you're doing day to day, appointments. You could have your important to-dos here or at the bottom. You could have your week-long running list or your grocery list over here. It's just insane. I love this thing. I have no idea how I'm going to use it yet. I personally find that the vertical style planning doesn't really work for me because I have larger handwriting. It's not super big or like crazy, but it's definitely very free-flowing and not boxy at all. So I tend to struggle, especially with the times here. This is a 24-hour system going on, and I think it's cool. I really like it. I have seen some users just completely disregard and just journal across a couple blocks without regard to any specific time or day. I am not wired that way. I have wanted to try, and maybe now here's my chance. But the reason I love this thing so much is because it's undated. I can use this whenever I feel the need to. If I have a particularly busy week and I need a lot of time management, this could work really well for that. And I don't have to use it every single week. So I love that. The next is this monthly planner. Take it out of the plastic. Now, I think this is really fun because it is paper thin. Look how thin this is. This could easily slide into whatever notebook cover you want to use for your weekly planner here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. And I can already tell you right off the bat that the paper feels completely different than the other planner. So we have a month at a glance, and then it goes right into the monthly layout starting with Monday 1st. You've got a monthly tracker at the bottom and then a sideboard for any kind of month-long notes. And it goes all the way to the very end. I'm not completely sure what this is for. Oh, I see. It's a tracker, a year-long tracker. So you've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So it's a year at a glance. And then you have your 31 days here. So you could easily track things that you would need to track all year based on the date and the month, which is super fun. And then, of course, we have the monthly layout. The reason I love this one so much is because it's gridded. It's undated, so I don't have any pressure to use this, and I love a monthly planner. This is probably something I am going to keep out on my desk open all the time so I can see what's going on. And I don't know, it's very thin, so it's very mobile, and I love the stitching on the spine, which is really fun. So the first thing we have are these index stickers, which I was just looking for some of these literally 2 days ago for another book that I needed to bookmark a bunch of things for. And these just tab, so you just flip it over and then you've got 1 through 12 on the side. And as you can see on the packaging here, they just stick out ever so slightly. You can have them flush with the page if you want to. You can have them stick out just a little bit if you want to. I tend to want mine to stick out a little bit, so that's great. And I love the monotone color scheme, which will go great with these particular notebooks. The next thing are these really interesting clips. So we've got different colors in here. All right, so basically these just work by clipping them onto your book. I think they're really fun. There you go, and they lock into place just like that, which, I mean, what an interesting design. So the reason I like this is because it makes it so that your books aren't going to open up or flop around a whole lot. Another way you could use this is if you want to keep it open on your desk all the time, you could just slide it on there and it becomes a bookmark, so you don't have to worry about losing your page, and there's a bunch of them. If you really want it to, you could have it be like your monthly marker, but I just feel like that would get really bulky really quickly. But yeah, this is a really innovative design. I've never seen anything like this before as far as clips go, so kudos to Mitts for finding such a unique item. And I love the colors. I think that's really fun. Next thing in line are these really fun date stickers. Now, the reason I like these is because there's personality to them. They're not just plain or blank or very sterile, and you do get your monthly stickers. They're folded up against the back, and I can 100% appreciate that. That's a great way to go ahead and come in, and you could either put them right here. They would fit really nicely in these sections right here for your year to glance, or you could just tuck them right here, which also would be very clean. And then you just use these little number stickers to put in the corner of your monthly box or your weekly box. Both options would fit really well, and I will show you why, because the stickers are in the shape of squares and easily fit in that box. How cute is that? There we go. Yeah, I think this is really fun. Again, another really smart, innovative way to personalize these notebooks that Mitts sent along this month, and it's a great way to use undated notebooks. All right, the next item is this limited edition box of uni pens. Now, I love the colors here. We're gonna do a pen swatch, but the reason I love this particular box is this green color right here. You guys know I am a sucker for anything earth green, OD green, like this dark earthy green. I love this color. It's my favorite color. The shirt I'm wearing right now is this color. And I know these pens write really, really well. So in a second, we'll do a pen test so that you guys can see how it writes on these two very different kinds of papers, and if there's any shadowing or bleed through. Again, a completely sustainable way of making sure that we can use these undated planners. Love that. The next item is this beautiful stamp set. Now, this was a suggestion from one of our design team members. She found these online and sent them to Mitts, and Mitts loved the idea, and I seconded it immediately because it has a stationery theme. Look how adorable this box is. I can't. So it's decorated on the top with this really pretty gold foil with stationery items, and then when you open it up, you've got a planner, a wax seal impression, an envelope, pencil, thumbtack, washi tape, a binder clip, a fountain pen, and fountain pen ink. Come on. What? This is incredible. I love this because it's permanent. It will stay on my desk forever, and I love the size. I think these are adorable and a perfect analog way of decorating your planners. All right, friends, one more item and then we're done, I promise. We have this really unique stamp set. Now, I'll be honest, when I saw this in the box, I was like, oh, wow, this looks like something I would see at like my grandma's office supply store. It just looks very like 80s, 90s, like not cool, not hip. Like the packaging isn't interesting. It doesn't really catch your eye. But when you see the actual item, aesthetic doesn't mean anything anymore. So this thing is pretty bulky. It's pretty clunky, but I really don't care because it's a 2-in-1 stamp pad. It's got the black ink when you push the black button, and it's got a red ink pad when you press the red button. Love this product, and I can't wait to see what the stamp impression turns out to be. I am a little bit nervous about ink getting all over, getting everywhere, because there is plastic here, and I expect that's for a reason. Obviously, they don't want ink slinging everywhere during shipment, but it is spring loaded, and so I worry that that is going to cause some splatter, and I'm worried about the red getting onto this. We are going to do a stamp impression with these inks to see how well they bleed or don't. I do believe that Mitts did say that the ink is very, very intense. So if you want to ensure you don't have any bleed through or smearing or anything, she said to definitely do the second generational stamping, which is basically you stamp on something away from the project that you want to do, and then the second time, without re-inking the stamp, you use that residual ink on the stamp still, and that's your second generation. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I am just going to do the testing on the back page of everything because I'm not committed to using these products right now, and I don't know, I don't like marking things up a whole lot when I don't have a plan or a use for them, because I could easily just gift them on to somebody else if it doesn't turn out to be a product that I connect with immediately. I never want to waste it. So I am just going to go ahead and test everything on the back page here. Let's jump right in. All right, let's start with these pens. So this is a Uniball 1 in 0.5. And these were part of a limited edition kit. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I was expecting it to be a smidge darker. It does tend to lean into a little bit of a brighter green, but that's okay. I'm still going to use it like crazy because it writes like a dream. This one, again, is a little bit brighter than I anticipated. I guess I was expecting it to be a little bit softer, not into the pastels, but just more earthy. But that is okay. This one's perfect. We are not picky. We are not picky. So this one's probably my favorite. It just writes a little bit differently too. Everything about this one was super smooth. All right, so let's see if there's any ghosting or bleeding. There is a bit of an impression only because the paper is quite thin. So be aware of that for sure, but no cause for concern. And this one does have a little bit of shadowing, and the paper is bright white, so it definitely does not hide itself very well. But a little bit of impression there, nothing that is ever going to make me feel like I don't like using it. So I have been looking forward to these stamps. It was a total surprise. We did not know Mitts was going to actually include those. We just send things along and then she just ends up surprising us. So let's go ahead. I hope this just lifts off. Okay, it does just lift right out. So nervous about this spring-loaded thing just catapulting ink everywhere. I don't know if that's satisfying to anybody, but so already we've got ink like wanting to escape this pad here. All right, I'm going to do red first, and I'm going to do this little red wax seal because that just seems appropriate. So the pad is like a cloth pad. It is a little bit tough, which that is my preferred type of stamp pad. I don't like the really gushy ones. So I'm going to do my first generation here, and then I'm going to bring in my second generation. You can see it's just as bright. Let's go ahead and do a first generation so we can see how intense it comes through. You lose a little bit of the detail by doing the first generation stamping. Let's try something a little less bold. See if we can hold on to that image a little better. Love. And then let's try this one, the little washi roll. So cute. All right, let's go ahead and try the black. I'm definitely losing a lot of detail with that first generation, with that little flower design on the inside of the stamp. So in my opinion, I feel like the second generational stamping is not going to be an issue for me. I definitely feel like it's still just as crisp, if not a little bit more, because it's not pooling so much. But with the thinner paper, let's see. Oh yeah, so definitely some bleeding all across the board with the first generational stamping. The second and third is a little bit less aggressive, so you shouldn't have any issues with that, but smart for Mitts to definitely warn us about that. All right, there's 1, 2, and 3 generations of stamping on this paper, and I'm only going to do that one because the paper is a little bit thicker, so I'm not super worried about it. You can see shadowing all the way, all 3 generations, there's shadowing, but there's definitely some bleed through on that first, and even maybe that, no, maybe not, definitely that first generation. So just be mindful of using this ink pad. We love when ink pads are super intense because they're going to last us a little bit longer because they're absolutely filled with ink, but it's definitely something that you want to be aware of in terms of ensuring that you don't ruin your projects. So let's go ahead and pull everything back into frame so that we can remember all of the fun things that we got. These clips are so cool. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is what I'm going to use to keep track of my Cub Scout stuff, and then maybe this can be an accountability planner for my new free time. I have no kids at home anymore, so maybe I can keep track of my hourly workload and accountability and productivity. We'll see. Anyway, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I will leave everything you need to find the stationery selection down below if you are interested in subscribing. This is a subscription service, but she also has a shop if you're interested, and I'll leave all of that for you down below. And until next time, thank you for hanging out with me. Bye!